Hello and welcome to our ski jumping in Bischofshofen, which has a long tradition here. Now, let's open another chapter. I have a special guest today, Colin Phillips. Would you mind me saying that it's a stroke of luck, in a certain way, that you're not participating in the competition today?
No, I'll take it as a compliment. I'm happy to be here too. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
That looked terrible.
Well, he'll struggle to his feet again, I'm sure.
The replay... Well, you can't complain about the weather today.
No, the weather conditions are perfect.
Even the weather is now eager to create perfect start conditions.
Yes, I can sense there'll be some record distances today.
Whoa! The point for landing was completely wrong, but in fact the right timing is crucially important. And the telemark, I think, looks a bit different too, doesn't it, Colin?
Absolutely, Mike. The youngsters shouldn't model their landings on this.
The windsock indicates a slight upwind, so the weather conditions are near to perfect for good distances. For a second I was afraid he would flunk the takeoff, but he did it quite well.
But you can. My God, if he got away without any serious injuries after this fall, he'll have to thank his lucky stars.
Did you see how the disaster happened?
Oh, it looked as if the skis edged over during the landing, and then this horrible somersault. Oh, let's keep our fingers crossed for him, Mark, that he's not too badly hurt.
Yeah. Bischofshofen is a town full of traditions, but it also likes to emphasize its modernity. You can tell by looking at its lavishly modernized stadium.
Yes, fabulous place. Great building.
What a weak takeoff without any power. As if he had completely missed the point for the extension of his body. There's no way to make a good distance with such a takeoff, is there?
No, you're right there, Mark, but things like that can happen from time to time. Next time we'll do better, I'm sure.
Now we get the chance to analyze all the jumps. You have a very special relationship with Trondheim, don't you, Colin?
Oh, yes, I had some of my greatest successes here.
I remember.
Great.
Today I have expert help on my side, the famous ski jumper Colin Phillips from England, who unfortunately is not participating in the tournament himself.
Next time I'll be competing again, that's for sure.
We all hope that, and we keep our fingers crossed for you. Today is the first competition in the Junior League's European Cup, so let's have a look at the youngsters. You know what? I really prefer this type of skier. He's never satisfied with what he's attained, but he always tries to get a little better.
Yeah, that's true. Like he gets better with every competition. He almost scares me a little. Just kidding, not really.
I can't quite see who's up there. Is it Adam Malish? No, but it is a Polish skier who's preparing for the start. Well, you couldn't do any worse, I think.
What the hell was that?
Concentration from start bar to outrun. That's the most important thing in ski jumping. This landing totally lacked concentration. Let's take the... Let's hope that the heavy snowfall won't harm anyone.
Well, Mark, there's always a certain risk if you start under conditions like this, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Nice takeoff from the jump taker. He initiated the extension of the body at the right moment. Now let's see the distance he makes.
Now, that'll be interesting to see.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details.
Could be.
The V-style technique was introduced. Let's see which 50 skiers have qualified for the next round.
Well, you can...
Trondheim is the oldest town in Norway, founded as early as in 997 AD. Fortunately, the ski jumps are not as old as that.
More am I.
I think this is worth having a second look.
Yes, Mark, I think that a closer analysis is always worthwhile.
The fog shouldn't annoy the skiers, as visibility is still relatively good. Textbook takeoff. Best conditions for a very, very long jump. Great.
Fantastic.
Let's have a closer look at this jump in the replay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah. You talked about the jump as a filigree system, Colin. What role does the material play?
Well, naturally, it's absolutely crucial. For example, if your angle of attack is not perfect, or even the wax mixture, that can spoil your whole season.
I suppose we can. So, this is the result of the first round. I'm certain that not all skiers were satisfied with the ranking. The bottom 20 disappeared from view, for they were simply not good enough for this final round of the 30 best skiers. There are still many skiers. Now there's a lot of snow coming down. I'm certain that the visibility up there on the start bar is really poor.
Oh, you can't see nothing.
His performance today is not a surprise. It's neither better nor worse than the last time. He's just plugging along at the same level.
Chugging, even.
Let's have a look at the replay. Colin, did you know that your rival, Tommy Ingebrigtsen, was born here in Trondheim, in the shadow of the ski jump, so to speak?
Well, no, I didn't know that, but I will remember Tommy all my life. His movements on the in-run with his knocked knees and his corrections during the flight were all too comical.
What a nice jump. And then he ends it with a complete mess. Enough to make you tear out your hair. Was he too sure of himself?
Well, maybe, Mark, but that's the difficult thing about it. To keep concentrated 100% in any phase. Approach, run, takeoff, flight, and landing. It's not easy, you know. So sometimes you end like this if you stop concentrating, even for just a short moment.
It's high time that a pole makes it to the top again. Maybe this young athletes. What do you think, Colin?
Well, I've never heard of him, but I always like surprises.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, a good jump is awarded with a good distance. This certainly wasn't a top performance yet, but he has the potential for improvement.
He certainly has.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details.
It could be.
Here's the final ranking for you, ladies and gentlemen. After a thrilling competition, next time all skiers have the chance to go for gold. Until then, I say cheerio and adios to my co-commentator, Colin. Falun, Sweden. This town of... I have Colin Phillips with me, an institution in British ski jumping, if I may say so.
Well, let's not exaggerate. Seeing all that bustle around, I'd really like to go up there and jump myself. But this time I'll leave it to the other skiers.
The Nordic youngsters start their first ski jumping competition today. We'll soon know the names to watch out for in the future.
Oh, yes we will.
That's what I would call a random landing. A far from exemplary performance, although the flight itself was not too bad. The replay will... Many jumpers say that it is sometimes harder to get through the qualification round than to win the competition. Be that as it may, the best 50 athletes have managed to get qualified, and we'll see them again in the first round, ladies and gentlemen. So why was it that he didn't take off properly, Colin? Actually, his speed was perfect.
Well, I couldn't see any big fault at that speed. Maybe he made some small mistakes that added up. Anyway, the takeoff was horrible. Maybe he just wasn't fast enough to make the transition from one phase to another.
I think this is worth having a second look.
Yes, Mark, I think that a closer analysis is always worthwhile.
Have you ever considered a career in another discipline?
Yeah, I really did.
Which one?
Curling.
You're kidding.
No, always going up those towers is tiring. I sometimes wish I could stand on firm ground during the competition.
You're really kidding.
Should find it out.
Let's take the time to look at the replay. He does much. Let's hope that the slight crosswind won't put the skiers off. Thanks to technology, we can look at the replay and be clear about things. The field of skiers is on the decrease. Only the best 30 athletes will come back for the decisive jump. By the way, it was in the United States that the first ski jump with an elevated jump table was built back in 1912. But not in Park City, it was in Steamboat Springs. And the man responsible for it was, of course...
An American?
No, a Norwegian, of course. His name was Carl Holvelsen. Would you have thought that he's good enough already for such a performance, Colin?
No, actually not, Mark. But in ski jumping, there's always a bit of good luck that might add to your abilities. And that's what he had today.
Yeah. Falun has applied for the Nordic Skiing World Championships in 2009, but it was neither Falun nor its direct northern rival, Oslo, which won, but...
Liberec?
Exactly. The good flight is only of use to him if the judges appreciate it too. And that's what they do. A good performance, justly judged.
Okay, I fully agree with that, Mark.
I suppose we can have a look at the replay. Ah, there it is. Recently, he seems to be so tense. He's simply unable to keep cool enough to turn in top performances. Maybe he thought he could simply pull good distances out of the hat. But it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out this time.
He did well to master the most difficult phase in ski jumping, the takeoff. This might make for a very good jump. Well, that's a score to electrify the whole competition. I'm sure his rivals are awestruck now. This performance with this score, it will be hard to top.
Yeah, that was top notch.
Let's have a look at the replay. So, this is an overview of the final ranking, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an exciting competition today, and that's how we like it. So see you next time. It's goodbye from Mark Rafferty.
And from me, Colin Phillips, thanks and goodbye.
Bye.